Welcome Ashish, welcome to Startup Mahakumbh 2024. It's really nice to have you grace the occasion. How was your experience coming to Bharat Mandapam and the grand startup ecosystem setup?
Thank you for having me. Firstly, I think a big idea requires the necessary infrastructure for it to become a reality. And that is the truth. And I think the PM's push on creating Bharat Mandapam is a gift to our country. If the economy has to grow at the scale and the aspirations are that high, it is going to be impossible if we don't have an infrastructure push like that. So it has to begin from something.
Yes.
We talk about some of the global conferences all over the world. And if this has to be one of the great conferences which actually deliver value, you need the necessary infrastructure. And I think just coming in and seeing it for the first time and to be able to experience has been quite astounding.
About Bharat, the Mahakumbh startup, the whole purpose is to encourage the ecosystem of startup. You being a founder of the great startup, now becoming a big giant today in India, something which is synonymous to entertainment for all of us. How do you look at a journey of an entrepreneur, startup doer, or a businessman?
First of all, as a journey as an entrepreneur, we don't look at ourselves as a giant.
Okay.
We like to be as humble and humane and nimble, and in our heads the same guys that are continuing to sort of build a business, because the moment you let that allow that ego to set in is going to be the failure. You may still be aggressive, you may still have aspirations, you may still have your sights on something large, but your behavior has to be humble in the way you sort of go about your business every day. Look, it's been a rewarding journey.
Okay.
Most folks focus on the destination. They think of an IPO, the next round of funding,
Yes.
and then what, right? It's only a parenthesis in a long journey of something that you are passionate about and you believe in. So my philosophy is very simple. As long as Friday evenings and Monday mornings are as exciting, you continue to do what you do, have a great work-life balance, because you need to do this for a long period of time. We've been doing it for 25 years. Hopefully the business continues to meet the aspirations of New India, the Bharat of our generation, and it lasts for a long time.
I like the idea, because Book My Show has really been doing that Friday to Monday, changing your mood and vibe, but straight going to what people really want to know, especially the young startup doers. What are the do's and the don'ts? Very specifically, they want to know. It is easy to say we are aspiring, we'll solve a problem. What intended you to do when you started the business? Solve a problem or make money?
No, it's both. The purpose of a business is to make money. And if we are living in a capitalist environment, and if you don't, then you're running an NGO. However, the way we look at our business is that we draw from society, we create value for ourselves as a company, which makes profits, has reserves. We create value for our customers, we create value for our subscribers, and we leave value back to society in two ways. One is by making sure that what we promised we over-delivered, and the other is we run a non-profit, a charity called Book a Smile,
Yes.
which gives back to the marginalized parts of our society which we can't make money off. And so we run sports programs, we run music programs, we support theatre, art, music. We have 300 girls from Jharkhand whose entire soccer program is funded by us. 6 of them every year go for UEFA level 1, 2, 3 coaching. One of them has finally, where child marriage was prevalent, where they were being stopped from playing soccer. Today, she's made it to Harvard on a full scholarship. And 2 of her cousins now want to go. This is a real life story. It's not something I'm making up. It's come out of what we do. The Prithvi Theatre,
Yes.
National Center for Performing Arts, the Mehli Mehta Foundation.
Yes.
We fund all of those organizations, and we don't do roti kapra makan, but we do where we can stretch the dollar as far as Book My Show is concerned, because we're in the business of sports, music, theatre, arts, and that's something that I think we can give back. So the purpose of a business is to draw from society, create value, and give back, and that give back can be to your customers or to society at large.
Is there a duration in which you design when are you supposed to give back, or it happens simultaneously right from the day you begin
It
your
has to
business?
start from day one. It has to come from within. Look, we are the most fortunate people on earth. We are served by people who sacrifice their homes, their families, their children to serve you with a smile. And there's no other place on earth that happens. We have so many Indias that we live in. We don't need to take from the US to give to Africa.
Yes.
We can do it within our own ecosystem. And you can see it every day. You can see the best infrastructure in hotels, and you could be in any part of the world. And under a flyover, you can see somebody who's really poor. And if you are not there to actually uplift that, then it's a blind side. Then we're not raising a great society.
If you can frankly tell me 3 things that you think you stumbled upon in your journey as making this business, which you think every startup duo does go through, and how to deal with it. Maybe you call it a failure, you call it as a problem that has to be overcome in their own ways.
Look, I don't call anything a failure. They're learnings,
Okay.
right? First of all, there's no failure. There's learnings, because the day you beat yourself up as a failure and you use that word, then you're not cut out for
Okay.
this, right? So I would change the terminology. That's number one. Number two is that, look, we've gone through the global financial crisis. We went through the dot-com bust in 2002. We went through the pandemic.
Yes.
Our industry was the first to shut down and the last to open.
Yes.
And rightfully so. We're in the business of mass gatherings. We're in the business of indoor and mass gatherings. We had to go from 1,600 people down to 550. We could have complained, nobody gave us any government funding. It was wrong for us to be shut down. We should have been allowed. You just have to look at the quality of your input and focus on what's inside. And I race boats. As a sailor, you don't complain about the tide. You don't complain about the wind. You cannot complain about the sun. All you can do is adjust your sails. And that's what we did. We disrupted our technology platform. It was an on-prem.
Yes.
We've gone on cloud.
Yes.
We had 550 people on our tech team. Now we have 170. We're 2.5 times the size with 3 times the more complexity. But we were able to disrupt that. We had to disrupt how we look at our customer service and support. We had to look at what we do with middle management. We looked at what are the new businesses that we need to launch so that we are never in a position of vulnerability again. And so those are the things that we did. In every entrepreneur's journey, there will be many such external factors, which is competition,
Yes.
environment, uncertainty. All you can do is focus on the quality, which is yourself, your team, what you build as a culture. And those are the only things. But each journey is different.
Yes.
And so when you ask me what can I tell other entrepreneurs, I don't want to be prescriptive, because my journey will be very different from somebody else's journey.
What do you want to leave the youngsters with? You've come to the startup Mahakumbh. You've met so many young aspiring startup doers. Some come with the understanding that I have a dream, I'll make it. Is that enough? What is that one real thought you want to give? You've made entertainment really available to all of us, but what is the reality that you want to leave everyone with?
Listen more, absorb more, and imbibe more, and hustle less. When you come out, and just because you met somebody and you're hustling and giving cards and saying, I want to talk to you about my idea, can you give me? Hustle less, listen more. You will get gems that will come to you, and then the ideas and the funding will follow.
Do you think people are more aggressive to get noticed than to
Just
listen?
hustle. I mean, you shouldn't be a country of hustlers. You should be a country of sitting down and creating phenomenal products and services which the world aspires to look at.
And from the entertainment point of view, you've brought Book My Show to us. Give us your favorite entertainment quote or inspiration or movie or whatever inspires you has been your source of entertainment inspiration in your life.
Look, I don't want to quote anything, but we've just come out of the back of a great Ed Sheeran concert which happened in Mumbai.
Yes, I missed it.
On Saturday.
I wish
and
we had
what was just amazing was we had 50,000 people having a great time with an international artist. But what was the highlight and the star of the event, and the whole city lit up, was Diljit Dosanjh's performance with Ed Sheeran, who is Indian, sings in Punjabi, and caters to the world. He's an Indian artist which is now making waves across the world. And that is now, if you look at the BBC, look at CNN, look at all the global news media, is only talking about that moment of Diljit being on stage with Ed. And that, I think, is to be really proud of. And there's more to come like that.
Thank you so much, taking India so globally out there. And thank you for gracing Mahakumbh Startup Mahakumbh 2024. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.